Former NFL quarterback Bernie Kosar was highly critical of a preseason game, and it was the preseason matchup of the Rams versus the Browns, and he was just hating on the Rams, okay? Just did not like the Rams, was talking a lot of shit. Here's what he had to say. Rams wide receiver dropped 3 catchable balls in the first half, and Kosar, who was a color analyst, was highly critical at the time. At one point, he called the Rams receivers horrible. Play-by-play man Jim Donovan then playfully chided Kosar, saying the receivers' parents could be watching. Kosar replied by saying he'd be embarrassed if he was one of their parents. He continued to say, I'm checking through the itinerary of coaches to see who the receiver's coach is to make sure I don't know who the guy is because he's not doing very good either.
Okay, and then they were going to bring in backup QB Clemens. Kellen Clemens. I should know that better. He said about him, I can't stand watching him play. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have to watch him the whole fourth quarter.
Drums.
Okay, now, Bernie Kosar is getting a ton of hate for this. Mm-hmm. And Jeff Fisher, the coach of the Rams, criticized them. And then Kosar came out and apologized, which I don't think he should have done at all. Now, the most amazing part of this story, though, is I watched this game. Now,
that's the most amazing part of the story.
No, and I'll tell you why. No, hold on. Okay, it's a preseason game between the Cleveland freaking Browns and the St. Louis Rams. It's the first preseason game. It's literally the most boring football game ever played. Why the hell was I watching it? Because I'm that dedicated a fantasy football player. I'm doing scouting in the preseason. Anyway, the reason I tell you that.
Amazing
part
of the story.
Okay. All right. So the most random viewing ever, and I happened to run into Bernie Kosar before any of this controversy because it's in the middle of the game. I'm watching it, right? Yeah. And I'm like, and I didn't even hear these specific comments. I heard other comments. And I'm like, damn, Bernie's lighting the place on fire. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I didn't know Bernie Kosar rolled like this. I mean, he's sticking a shiv in every guy who comes by. He's like, running a pattern to the strong side, that has almost no chance of success. I don't know why the coach would run that. I was like, damn. And let me tell you, I loved it.
Yeah, so let me chime in a little bit. As you guys know, I'm not a big football fan. But I was under the assumption that as you are viewing these sports, you were supposed to be critical. You're supposed to shit talk. Isn't that part of the deal?
Now, of course, people say, well, that's not the job of the color analyst. You can do that at home.
I don't even know what a color analyst is. It sounds like someone that adjusts the color on a television.
But she's not exactly a football fan. Okay. Anyway, so you're supposed to give color commentary, interesting things to say. But you're right.
That sounds interesting.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And I actually, watching the game, thought, man, somebody's got to promote Bernie. I mean, this guy's actually taking it like it is. But not only that, he had deep football knowledge. A lot of ex-players, they don't know anything, right? Mm-hmm. This guy's talking about all the formations, and I was learning stuff. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That if you line up the cornerback there, that's going to create an issue for the wide receiver here, et cetera, right? And then, of course, what happens? And this is why we get Phil Simms, the most boring man in America, who's the lead analyst for CBS during the football games, because then everybody goes, how dare you? How dare you say something interesting or critical? And he gets a world of hate for it, and then he had to go and apologize. Oh, don't make the guy apologize. He was 100% right about everything he said. And so that's why we get boring so-called analysts on TV. Drives me crazy.
So he apologizes, but that doesn't matter. Some douchey writer for the Sports Grind, Eric Goldstein, or whatever his name is.
Sports Grid. I think the Sports Grind, which has a different connotation. So he goes out and he points out that Bernie Kosar's daughter might be a porn star. Okay. Now, we've checked in on this. There's a lot of websites that refer to this woman, Lexi Silver, as Bernie Kosar's daughter.
Yeah.
It's never been confirmed or denied by Bernie Kosar or anyone else. Okay, so take it for what it's worth. But basically, this guy turns around and says, oh, you're saying if you were the parents of those receivers, you'd be embarrassed because they dropped those balls. How come you're not embarrassed of your porn daughter?
Yeah.
Oh!
That is correct. She does not. She does not drop balls.
JR with the dirty color commentary there.
Okay, can I just elaborate on why I call this writer a douche? First of all, why bring her into this and why attack her? She had nothing to do with this at all. So you didn't like the commentary coming from Kosar. That's totally fine. You don't have to love the commentary. But then randomly bringing someone in that has absolutely nothing to do with this is shameful. And you're obviously dissing the father in this situation, but you're tearing her apart in the process of doing so. He goes on to say things like, plus, our daughters don't fuck on film for money, so we must be doing something right. Tone it down, Bernie, and keep things in perspective. And it's like, just calm down, dude. It's so unnecessary.
That's the great irony here. Because guys who comment on sports that aren't on television get to be the biggest douches in the world. Mm-hmm. Everything is super critical, yada, yada. But when somebody actually says something critical on TV, they're like, how dare you? Dude, you're the world's largest douche. So what are you complaining that Bernie Kosar said, in your mind, said something douchey? Like, you should bathe in that. You're like, yes, finally someone's like me. Yeah. All right, now, this didn't stop him from posting Lexi Silver's tweets, which we nonetheless found funny and are needlessly going to read to you because we're bad people, okay? Now, we didn't write the tweets. Lexi Silver did. We don't even know if she's necessarily related to Bernie Kosar, but she has awesome tweets. So she writes, in the pool naked, can't think of anything better to do. You should come join in. Okay, where are you?
The way that you're saying the tweets is hilarious. Like, I can't help myself right now.
Okay. We build a theme here. She continues, watching TV naked. What else am I going to do today? Wish someone would come join in. Yeah, my guess is that they're going to take you up on that offer. Okay, obviously she's saying like, she's selling something, she's doing webcams or something like that. Because if you put this shit on the street, believe me, people come join in, okay? You're gonna get more takers than you know. Anyway, and then she gets a little bit more graphic. She says, want a guy to pummel my ass. Interested? Yeah, I bet a lot of guys are interested. I like that, like it's a question. Want a guy to pummel my ass. Interested? Okay, just asking. So, then she says,
okay.
So horny today. LOL. Well, we got that part when you asked the guy to pummel your ass. All right. She says, wow, some men are such pigs. I wish sometimes that I was a lesbian so I wouldn't have to put up with their shit. The shit that I got when they pummeled my ass.
Okay.
Now here comes my second favorite tweet. She says, I want a hottie to give me a car. I love this because she's very specific. She doesn't just want any old guy to come by and give her a fucking car. You also need to be hot. Okay, like imagine you come by, you're like, oh, here's an Escalade. She's like, sorry, you're not hot enough. I'm not taking your Escalade. I wanted a hottie to give me a car, plus pummel my ass. And then finally, probably my favorite one, I love getting cum on in the morning. Who needs breakfast? Yeah, that might be a porn star. Okay, I mean, I don't see a regular person writing a tweet like that. Now, whether she's related to any ex-NFL quarterbacks, we're not sure, but the tweets were awesome. And back to Bernie for a second, totally, massively not guilty. Don't ever apologize for that shit again.
He shouldn't apologize, but he should tone it down. It's two different things. Than to be right about reading defensive formations and saying that actual things are happening and saying like he should have caught that ball, which some analysts do say, and then saying, hey, if you're this guy's parents, you should be ashamed of yourself that your son is on the NFL field. That has nothing to do with the football game. Nothing.
You're taking it too personally.
That's what he did. That's what he.
No, come on, dude. He's saying it in passing, man. He was shivving everybody that came by, and he just happened to run into a parent.
Because
all right.
It turns into him looking like a bitter old quarterback who never won. That's all.
Oh.
That's all.
That ain't right, man. Yeah, that was lower than the porn daughter, man.